issue.
All right. 11:30 to call the meeting to order. Welcome any and all visitors and welcome any comments that one would like to make that are unrelated to our agenda item today. None being seen. Scott, any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes to your agenda.
All right. We don't have any minutes to approve, so let's.
Christine is up. Is on a tax rate that you will be setting?
So I believe Jessica
Are we on? Please.
I believe Jessica had sent out the paperwork Friday for you guys that has the little spreadsheet with what last year's rates were, what this year's is that we are proposing. The estimated rate at town meeting was 0.5577, but with the increase in the grand list, we are at 0.5403, which is up 6 cents from last year. And then when you put in the education rates, which were actually down this year, we are at a very small increase for the homestead at 0.0042 and 5 cent increase for the non-homestead properties.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any questions on that.
If we're looking at the rate going down, we're not going to have a lot of questions on that. You realize that, right?
I mean, the town rate, which is the one that you are voting on, is going up by 6 cents, but it's not going up by quite as much as we had originally thought it was going to, because our grand list did grow substantially.
Wow, that much.
Mm.
We'll have too many more.
A lot of $1 million houses keep being built.
Well, so with that being said, Jessica, have we seen any appeals yet to the VCA on the?
Well, I don't know. They don't come to me.
Who do they come to?
Truth.
Well,
One.
just one so far?
I'm expecting probably 3.
It's only about 8 that was not, so. That's usually what comes to us. Folks that got denied.
Okay.
Yeah, based on what I saw and what I heard, I would expect up to maybe 3, unless someone surprises me based on what was heard. So.
All right. So there were adjustments made on quite a few of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Not a lot. A lot of them were pretty minor, but.
A lot of them seem to be just corrections
To the card?
property cards. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I guess I'm planning ahead for my August, that's all.
I don't think you're going to be that busy.
Well, good. When you get into the BCA, it's just kind of like falling into an abyss, you know?
Yep.
Anyway. All right,
This should be an easier year than last year for sure.
Would somebody like to make a motion?
Sure, I move to approve the 2025-26 tax rate for the town of Wilmington.
Municipal tax rate, right?
Municipal.
Right.
Second.
And the rate, Judge, you know, the rate is 0.5403. Okay, all right? Yep. All right. So all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Don't care? What is it? What do we got to go? It's all going to be recorded too. Somebody will do a time capsule someday. Who was that idiot that did that? Scott.
So next, we thought that since we have a couple of new folks, we would talk a little bit about the homestead filing penalty. We read the state statute, gnashed our brains together or smashed our brains together and came up with the fact that you can, my understanding from, and Christine will jump in here. My understanding is that if someone were to file an incorrect homestead, and if there is no tax advantage for the mistake, then by statute, the select board can charge up to 3% for that mistake because it causes a fair amount of work in the finance office. Now, if that tax rate mistake, the homestead filing mistake, resulted in a tax advantage to the filer, then you may set a rate, a penalty up to 8%. Currently, it's 4%. Do you want to add anything to it?
No, I think that's pretty much what it is. It's something that for many years, when the state was kind of going back and forth for a while, you didn't have to file every year, and then you had to go back to filing every year. So we didn't charge any penalty. And then several years ago, the board decided that they wanted to charge 4% penalty for the late filers who, for whatever reason, just didn't get it filed in time. Like Scott said, you can file up to an 8%. And then if anybody appeals that, if they come in and say, well, I want to appeal that penalty, then you guys actually hear that appeal and can waive that penalty as well. So we just knew it had been a while since we'd done it, and I think we have like actually 3 new board members since then. So we thought we would just.
It looked like the statute had changed a little bit in 2022 or thereabouts, I think.
Yeah.
So what's it a percent of? The 3% of what?
It's the education tax.
No, it's the total tax that would have been charged?
Correct. It's
On the
the,
education side.
yeah, the 3 or 4%, which is what we're doing currently, is on what the education tax is with the new bill. So if they hadn't filed their homestead and then they file their homestead, it's 4% on that amount is the way it's been.
Okay, we can go to 8, but
Yeah,
You can go up to
8% is pretty steep.
So if there's no advantage, in other words, you made an error, but you're gaining no advantage from it, it's up to 3%. If you were to gain, if you would have gained an advantage had the mistake not been caught by the tax department, then you could charge up to 8%.
so would it be fairly obvious that the person did this on purpose?
One can make any assumption they would like.
It just seems like a high number for something that could be a mistake.
Well, if it's to your advantage, the idea.
Well, I understand
Yeah.
what the outcome is, but how do I know the person didn't do it by accident?
No, you
And we
You
don't. You
don't.
And that's why there is that opportunity to
To
appeal
Battery's
to the board, basically.
to appeal it, but then they have to go through the appeal process, which costs time at least, if not money for them to do.
Well, I mean, it's appealing to the select board. It's not anybody else. Yeah.
Currently, it's been 4% across the board, but in rereading the statute, it's up to 3% if there's no advantage, and up to 8%, and the select board can set whatever they would like within those parameters.
So how many times have we had to apply that 4%?
There's usually probably anywhere from 15 to 20 per year that are late files.
Do we know the dollar amount of the total? That
I don't know the exact dollar amount. It varies usually between, a couple $100 and it's maybe $600-700. It really depends upon how much their education tax bill is to begin with. So somebody who has a very expensive house obviously is going to pay a higher penalty than those who have a less expensive house.
so if it's,
Put my glasses back.
I'm just trying to think, we may collect up to $10,000, I guess.
Yeah, there's probably about that we collect from it.
But I'll also tell you, John, once it's charged, you immediately will get a hearing notice for the abatement board. They're going to come in and there'll be some excuses to why they didn't do it.
What I'm saying, but then that person has to come and then schedule the time, and we have to schedule time to see
And
it.
there aren't many. Most of them, to tell you the truth, most of them, it's their accountant. Their accountant screws up. and doesn't file. So that's
I
the,
just don't
the
think they
common,
understand
the common complaint I get. And then I have people who have, money that's in like,
escrow.
not escrow, but in, like the stock market. And apparently some stock markets don't submit paperwork to individuals before April 15th. So they can't get that. So they file extensions to do their taxes or income taxes. So that's the other thing. I have a couple of them that usually have that, although I think they finally have got their accountant to do a estimated and then just revise it later when they get that final paperwork. Because you can file a homestead declaration without all of your income paperwork. You're just basically saying it's your primary house. So, and that's all they have to do. They can still file for the rebate, prebate part later.
Let's do on April 15th or
It's due April
Thank
15th.
you.
Yeah, same time as his taxes are due
one to
every year.
clarify
Yep.
Right.
He said, we just thought we would kind of throw it out there and then see if you guys,
Do you want us to establish a percentage, the max that we would go?
if you want
8%
to.
is pretty steep. I will.
Yeah, and I
You've
think
never
that's-
charged 8%.
Yeah, I think that's why the board went with the 4%, in the past.
Right.
So, there is two pieces to the statute, like Scott was saying, there's the 3% piece, and then there's the 8% options. We've never fallen in 3% before because it has to do with when the homestead tax rate is less than the non-homestead. I don't know if you noticed, but this is actually the first year ever since I've been here that the homestead rate is actually less than the non-homestead. First time. So
Good job.
It's about time.
it is what it is, but so the 3% will come into play. So that's, anyway, so we just wanted to make sure, like I said, a few new board members who hadn't been through the conversation previously, and if you're all in agreement, then we'll just continue as we are unless you want to change something.
I'm okay leaving it at 4, but
Yeah, 4% still a good shot too.
So it would be up to 3%
Well, yeah, 3%.
for a late file penalty when the homestead education rate is lower than the non-homestead education rate. And then it would be 4% when an incorrect homestead is filed on a non-homestead or vice versa property that would result in a financial advantage.
Okay. All right.
So you're saying 3% and 4% is what I'm hearing.
which is what we do now.
Well, we've done 4% across the board, but
We've never had the 3% option, really.
Right, with the 3% because of the way the rates are this year.
Yeah.
That's automatic, it just kicks in.
Don't count on these rates that we're holding anyway, John, so you know that. So we keep it could go right back to 4% anyway by next year.
Yeah.
Do you need a motion on that?
I think we should, yes.
Somebody like to make a motion?
I make a motion, as stated by the group, that the two tax rates would be 3% and 4% based on the information provided regarding homestead and non-homestead properties.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Do you want a cue card or something?
No, sir. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, do we have a second?
Second,
Oh, we have motion to second to basically cap the late fee at 4%, but also utilize 3% when indeed the school tax is lower than the municipal tax. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, anyone?
Did we get a second?
Yeah, from John.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Want to
you.
make sure.
Thank you, Christine. You all did very well. We spent hours on this last week.
Thank you.
I don't have it. Sierra.
Next.
Would you like to open the hearing?
I will do the hearing right now, but I want to make sure parties involved here, you folks, ones that were involved with the dog bite case. Okay. I got to make sure that have the rules of procedure been given to both of you?
I have to think for.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So opening the hearing, and we will read the warning notice of the hearing.
Read the warning, Scott.
I had it a minute ago. Hold on. There it is. The Select Board of Wilmington, Vermont will hold a public hearing pursuant to Title 20 Vermont Statutes Annotated 3546 on Monday, July the 21st, 2025 at 11:45 a.m. at 2 East Main Street, second floor meeting room, Wilmington, Vermont, to hear evidence and receive testimony on a complaint of a vicious dog named Derek, kept by Robbie Lordy, presently residing at 29 Cornell Way, Wilmington, Vermont. This hearing will be open to the public to attend, but is not open to public comment. Only those offering evidence in the above stated matter will be allowed to participate. In addition to both parties, we also have Officer Catarat here from the Wilmington Police Department, who conducted an investigation. And we have Jessica Roberts as the health officer for the town, who also had a role in this. The complaint I will read. So the complaint was submitted on July the 14th to the Select Board by Andrew Wolfson, who's present, of 23 Cornell Way.
Let him read this in. This is being recorded, by the way, okay?
One of the questions is, did the person bitten require medical attention? The answer was yes. If so, what kind of medical attention? The Deerfield Valley Rescue, then Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, 20 stitches, over 30 puncture wounds, and possible nerve and muscle damage was expressed. Providing any additional facts that may assist the legislative body in its investigation below. And this is Andrew Wolfson talking. I was casually taking a walk up Cornell Way. Two dogs, which I had never seen before, ran out of the woods from near 29 Cornell Way straight at me. One of the dogs immediately viciously attacked me without provocation. It locked its teeth into my right forearm and would not let go, and it violently shook my arm and me, and the force of the attack knocked me to the ground, and the dog was right on top of me, and I was completely defenseless. Only when the person who lives at 29 Cornell Way, who is responsible for the dogs, Robbie Lordy, arrived, did the attacking dog release its grip, and I quickly got up and backed down Cornell Way and returned home. Each of the dogs seemed to weigh about 100 pounds. The dog which attacked me seemed to be tannish in color. The other dogs seemed to have some black and white colorations, and both dogs seemed to have some pit bull breed physical characteristics, even if they might be mixed breed dogs. Both dogs also seem to have behavioral characteristics of breeds which are inclined or known to attack. And when the dog attacked me, it latched onto my arm and rigidly held on, which such breeds tend to do, instead of biting and releasing. Neither of the dogs had a collar, leash, or dog tag. The dogs are not licensed with the town. It is not clear what the tetanus vaccination status is regarding the dogs. It is not clear who actually owns the dogs, and obviously the dogs were not restrained or under the person's control. Mr. Lordy has been less than forthcoming with me regarding information or next steps, and it is my understanding he has been less than forthcoming with the police department and town as well. For instance, he provided me and the police department with false or misleading information regarding the identities of the dogs, including breed, age, etc., with false or misleading information regarding tetanus vaccination status, where time is of the essence, and regarding ownership, and he is misidentifying which dog actually attacked. I was frightened when the attack occurred. I'm fearful at present regarding walking around even on my property. 29 Cornell Way is next door to me, and I am concerned for all my neighbors. Many people, including children, live on Cornell Way and adjoining Ruth Way.
Wolfram, would you come up here, please? Sit here with the microphone. Thank you.
You need to swear everyone in.
Okay.
You can. Do you want to swear everyone in all of
Yes,
this?
and anybody that's going to testify here today, would you raise your right hand? Do you want to do the oath, Scott? I don't think I have the oath yet.
So we have and Jessica. Yep. Under the pains and penalties of perjury, do you solemnly swear that the evidence you give in the cause under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth? All
Thank you.
answered in the affirmative.
What you wanted to change one of the parts of the statement that Mr.
That's why I apologize for
That's all right.
interrupting. I've, based on more information that's come in and to help clarify for yourselves, I've made some revisions, if I might hand it to whomever, if that's helpful.
I mean, those are just, is that one section?
Yeah, I made copies for each.
Oh,
of you.
okay, thank you. I was
Yeah.
thinking that we just got the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hope it's helpful, and I'm happy to, lead through it. Each one of them, the first one is a clean copy. The second one is a marked copy. In other words, the information Mr. Tucker just wrote, I tried to build around that and flesh it out. So if it's confusing, I mean, again, the first copy there is hopefully they're both helpful.
Have you been advised to have a series of rabies shots?
I've spoken to a number of doctors and even Vermont Department of Health and other epidemiologists, other medical experts. And yes, at this stage, and basically they recommend it be done immediately after a possible dog bite
Right.
or within 7 days. Today's the 8th day. So they advise it's not something to be taken lightly. It's a very serious consideration. And I've been agonizing about that, and I don't have full information to make a fully informed decision.
So you have not had confirmation whether the second animal has a rabies shot?
Yes, I have not seen any information on the second animal for rabies vaccination certification.
And what's your status now?
Among that is my primary because it's a serious time situation.
Right.
So if I was waiting till today, if I don't get some comfort, then I may proceed with the rabies vaccination, which is not an easy undertaking in general, because it can be a lot of side effects. And also, frankly, and as I put in my revised thing, I'm immunocompromised and I have medical situations that just taking the vaccine can have side effects. It can hurt, it can create problems on its own. It's not a simple undertaking, but I will have to go through with it because I don't see that certification, which, again, jumping ahead a little bit, should have been on file with the town, I think, from about last September. It should be readily available with the dog owner regardless. It's an important dog record. A number of people, including myself, have reached out in the past week. Town, the owner of 29 Cornell Way, et cetera, to try to get this very important information to help provide some comfort, and it is not, nothing has arrived.
Have you been able to work since then, or are you retired?
I'm semi-retired,
Okay.
and intermittently, the first bunch of days, I could hardly even move my hand, and I am usually at a computer keyboard, swollen, stiff. Still, there's nerve every time, even now, that's where it's still, there might be muscle or nerve damage to be determined. Hopefully it'll clear up, but it's still affecting me, and that's the physical. Not to mention, again, the rabies, which again is my primary, all, to me, what might happen with the dogs and dog owner, any remedies, that's secondary. I'm on a, life and death timeline, because rabies, you get rabies, you don't survive. And I need to proceed on that very difficult decision. And going forward, and I'm suffering, I'm traumatized. And as the days go on, I'm more traumatized as my adrenaline kind of recedes, if you will. So I have some mental, not just the physical, which hopefully the skin will heal, but there's ongoing medical problems.
Have you sought relief on that? Sought any help on that?
I've spoken to some folk, and I like to be stoic and, think, and maybe I'm still in denial too.
Yeah.
But yes, I think I may have to. I mean, it's something that I've never experienced before. I was completely terrified when I saw the dogs, when they both assaulted me. One of them physically attacked me. As it unfolded and the thoughts that go through one's mind, the pain, I can tolerate high pain. And this was just off the charts, what I was experiencing. The dog was twisting. It was horrific.
You were off your property, correct?
Correct.
All right, and you encountered the dogs off of their property.
Yes.
All right, so was it in the roadway, side of the roadway? It was, okay. No one else there, maybe
No, I was on Cornell Way,
Uh-huh.
just taking a walk, as I always do, enjoying the morning. And the two dogs, didn't know them, don't know them, never seen them before. All of a sudden, it's wooded, and they just ran. It's a dirt road. It's kind of narrow. They just run at me full speed. They're both gnashing their teeth. They're both snarling. They're both about 100 pounds. I instantly recognized these are big. There's no collar on. There's nothing. And they came right at me, fast, right up to me. And immediately I'm going, oh, swear word. This is not good. And then one of them just continued and just latched on, would not let go. It pushed me over. I'm on the ground. I'm kind of in the brush. I can't even get some balance to try to be steady. It was right next to also my head. I was truly afraid it might get my neck and my face. The other dog is standing right next to me. Thoughts just raced through the mind besides the visceral pain. I couldn't get back up. And then Mr. Lordy, who I've never seen before, I did not know him, comes running, I guess, down his driveway. And as soon as he said a few things, the dog backed off and I retreated.
and you're still under treatment now.
Yes.
Anyone else have any questions?
This time.
So, is there a picture of the dogs anywhere?
I'm so
Is
sorry.
there a picture of the dogs anywhere? Because there was some confusion. You're saying about the records. that
I
were
am very,
delivered to
and
you.
that's where, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I tried to put more detail in my
Well, I don't see a
extended
picture of
comments
the dogs
there.
anywhere.
I identified the dog. I'm the victim. I'm being attacked. I know which of the two dogs. They have similar characteristics, but they're two dogs. So I knew in real time. Within minutes afterwards, I confirmed it with Mr. Lordy. The next day, on Monday, first thing in the morning, business day, I confirmed it with the town. With that at town hall, which of the dogs it was. So I identified the dog. And I'm not sure, Mr. Lordy mentioned a different dog. Now, they might be mixed breeds. So if you say it's this kind of dog, well, that dog with some other elements mixed in. But I know what I know. And I'm not sure on the paperwork, it formally talks about a particular dog, which, and this is what I've been pleading with everybody kind of for the last week. I think you're mentioning primarily not that you're not focusing on the dog, which I, as the victim complainer, am confident is the correct dog. So right now, again, I don't know the names of the dogs. I guess it's Derek, but from what I'm understanding, and also there are questions about the rabies certification that Mr. Lordy provided for the dog, and it was very reasonable. The information had some differences from, again, what I say is the dog in terms of breed, in terms of age of the dog, and also respectfully, even the owner of the dog and the certification was crossed out without any explanation. So it was reasonable to say, is this even the right one of the dogs? The age info is still off. Mr. Lordy says it's a particular breed. The rabies certification that was resent says that it's a mixed breed. So assuming even that that's one of the dogs, I believe that it's the other dog that physically attacked me.
That's the point of my question. We have
Thank you, I'm
not, you
sorry.
have not confirmed this, no one has confirmed that the dog that you have the records for is the actual dog that attacked you.
Correct.
Can you describe the dog you're talking about?
The best I can, because there were similarities, is that it was a more monochromatic tan dog with looked like to me more of a majority or more pure pit bull. The other dogs seemed to have some black or brown colorations and a mix in it, and seemed to have a little less of the pit bull compared to the other one. So that's, I mean, if I could even, this is very difficult for me. It's even traumatizing, I gotta tell you, and triggering that to relive this, and I apologize. That's why I wrote my notes out, even for myself.
And that's good, but I think
Yeah.
what we're trying to understand is,
Which dog?
was it the black dog that you remember latched on to you, or was it the tan dog?
The tan dog.
It was the tan dog, okay.
So,
All right, thank you. That's-
Yes, I'm sorry to expand.
and I don't see this anywhere, and maybe we'll talk to Mr. Lordy later, but shouldn't he be able to confirm which dog, if he was there to pull the dog off?
Thank you.
Okay. Just to show why there's confusion on that, but okay.
That's.
Okay, I don't know what
All
the
right,
procedure is.
let's do this.
Yep.
So at that point, you went home,
Yeah.
and what, did you drive yourself to the hospital? Is that what you did?
Net, I drove to Brattleboro Memorial.
Okay. Now, when did you contact the police department?
The police were terrifically on the scene. I mean, I called 911 immediately when I went back to my home, and I asked them, I just said, hey, is there a facility locally where I can go and have it checked out in stitches? I didn't know if something might be, and they sent Deerfield Valley Rescue and the police.
Okay.
So they both came. Deerfield Valley Rescue did some initial cleaning, drying, and wrapping. And the officer proceeded from there.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? What would be your best basically, if you wanted to have a decision made here, what would your recommendation be that would satisfy you?
I appreciate that. Yeah, first and foremost, I'll say it again, as I've said all week long, to get some comfort for myself, whether I need to immediately start the rabies vaccination protocol. That's step one. In terms of remedies for the dogs and the dog owner, and this is where I put it in here to be helpful. I leave for you folks to at your own time, because I've put down a number of suggested remedies, which I think are very warranted. But I wanted to, detail where I'm coming from. If I might, shall I go through?
Go right ahead.
What's best
No,
for?
no, but I want it for the record, that's why.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Okay, well, all the background, which I think is tremendously valuable, I will not
Right.
bother you with by
Right.
reading that, which I think, but it goes to where I'm arriving at.
Right. Okay.
Just the remedies themselves, I'll just read the list.
Right.
Both of the dogs should be immediately euthanized and disposed of in a humane way. The dogs are clear and present dangers to people, neighbors, and the community. This is the safest and most warranted course of our action. If I could just back up one moment, is the reason even for that is, again, based on what occurred, none of this would have happened if there were just modicums of common sense and concern for others. We wouldn't be here today, and the dog attack would not have happened. So I believe strongly that a dog owner, being a dog owner, involves serious responsibilities. And I'm not confident, and I've spoken to other neighbors on this as well, that there will be respectfully, that the dog owner will act responsibly, seriously, and respectfully going forward. There's no comfort in that, even besides what happened, should not have happened. And even in the last week, I still don't have really necessary information for my health and well-being. So that, everything's kind of adding insult to injury. So at the moment, so that's my number one. Again, speaking with neighbors as well. Number two, written info should be provided immediately. Mr. Lordy confirmed with, mentioned to, stated to the responding police officer, he already made an appointment for one of the dogs, which is the dog that I do not believe bit me, which is the one that he provided the certification for, is already scheduled to be euthanized in 2 weeks. Can we at least confirm that and then get verification of that after it happens? Now, the reason he's doing that, he says the dog has dementia. If so, then there is also a heightened responsibility to know common indices of dementia are aggression, biting, confusion. He stated to the responding police officer that the dog even bit him. One of his dogs bit him as he was putting them back in his home or thereabouts after the attack on me. So he was bitten even by the owner, which kind of confirms the dog or dogs are dangerous and aggressive. And again, dementia, so if it's true, then that means you make sure they can't get off the property and attack people. And you also make sure, that the responding police officer mentioned that the dog was confused and not comfortable on the property. Well, then you take steps to make sure the dog can't get off the property if it's not comfortable and doesn't know the boundaries. So all these things lead to, so that's why, okay, so he says that the dementia, he's already scheduled an appointment. If true, confirmation would be, I think, appropriate, and then confirmation it has occurred. That takes care of one of the dogs. It does not take care of the attacking dog, the physically attacking dog. Both of the dogs should be immediately medically examined for any evidence of rabies. This information is important for town, state, and personal decision-making comforts and records. Both of the dogs should be immediately formally impounded and quarantined off premises by the town per specific ordinances and otherwise. Among other things, at least one of the dogs is vicious and is physically attacked and bitten. At least one of the dogs does not have a required proof of vaccination, which is also, it's my understanding that neither of the dogs have dog licenses. And there was required back last fall or so. It's my understanding Mr. Lordy may have moved and is renting the home from maybe September of last year on. So it's my understanding within 90 days, you're supposed to get a dog license. That's not happened. And when you get a dog license, one of the requirements is providing proof of rabies vaccination for the health of the dog, for the health of people who might be bitten. And so the information is available immediately on a time-sensitive basis if someone's bitten. And so there's nothing the town has that can help me. And as I mentioned, Mr. Lordy doesn't seem to track his own dog information. I mean, that just does not seem to me, as a dog lover and dog owner all my life, that is very responsible for one's own pets. So there's still no rabies vaccination. I believe that should be done immediately for the dog where nothing's been provided. Both dogs should be licensed. Both dogs have run at large and have not been restrained and under the control of the dog owner. Both of the dogs are aggressive and dangerous. Both of the dogs assaulted me. One of the dogs physically attacked me. At least one of the dogs physically attacked its owner. And mentioned the reasonable concerns regarding the dog owner's compliance and understanding and concern going forward. Just reading the rest of the list, if I may, both of the dogs should be immediately, and again, kind of in order of priority, both of the dogs should be immediately relocated so they remain fully outside the boundaries of the town at all times. Next, both of the dogs should be immediately verifiably muzzled, chained, and confined at all times per specific statutes and otherwise, as I understand it. I'm not a dog law expert. And that would include in the home unless there's verifiably no means of escape from the home at all times. Mr. Lordy says one of his dogs escaped its lead, which is a rope, maybe it's a leash, but both dogs didn't have collars and both dogs escaped the lead and both dogs went off the property. So whether they were in the home and they went out a front door or they were just on the property, either way, it seems appropriate at this stage that they should be, as I mentioned, verifiably contained. The dog regarding with there's no proof of rabies vaccination should be immediately vaccinated. Mr. Lordy says he hasn't been able to locate the records for at least now over a week. And again, he should have had this all along. So get the dog vaccinated, forward going. It's not going to help me at the moment, but it'll protect the dog and it'll protect the public going forward. They should be immediately licensed, as mentioned. They should immediately wear unremovable collars at all times. I mean, to me, it's common sense. And the town should immediately level financial penalties against the dog owner to the maximum extent possible at present, with further maximum financial penalties levied as need be going forward. Lastly, at the tail end, I should be fully reimbursed for all of my medical and out-of-pocket and reasonable expenses, at the very least. Again, I know, I mean, I'm traumatized, I'm concerned. I hope no one else suffers the same experiences. I'm still terrified, I'm reliving it. There's ongoing repercussions. And the dogs represent still a present danger to me. I'm right next door, there's woods. Even if I'm literally afraid to step out my door because I don't know what's gonna come at me. I don't know. I don't have any comfort, and I think it's very reasonable. And then there's the neighborhood. Neighbors are concerned because, again, there was no cognizance, responsibility undertaken, and I don't see that there's been concern and assistance ongoing for the last week about matters. Again, rabies vaccination, licensing. If one dog has the rabies vaccination, then why isn't the application on file? As far as I know, it isn't. Why hasn't he vaccinated the dog? Well, all these steps. There are differences, I won't, that I put in here about what he has mentioned to me and what he mentioned to the responding police officer. I think he's been not that helpful, respectfully, to the town officials, not forthcoming, certainly not helpful. So all of this is ongoing, and I'm at a crossroads. I mean, so I have to make a health decision immediately. I can't mess with something as serious as rabies. And then step two, how am I supposed to proceed without some verifiable comfort going forward?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes,
You said one dog physically attacked you.
yes.
What the other dog did?
It stood, they both came running full bore right at me. No slowdown as they just came, and one leapt and latched. The other one stood right next to me as I'm on my back.
Did it touch you in any way?
I'm so sorry.
Did that dog touch you in any way?
I don't believe that it touched me, but I was concerned. I was scared. And it was right next to me, and I'm sorry, this thoughts, so the dog that's latched, and it's got my arm up here. And I'm scared about that dog. I don't know if it'll attack. I'm totally scared on the other dog, which still assaulted me because it ran straight at me and is standing there, and I'm absolutely helpless with both dogs. I was absolutely fearful at the moment. It did not, I don't believe, physically get me. I was afraid, and my leg is there, and I'm saying, this is getting even worse. I mean, a lot of thoughts run through the mind. And I'm saying, oh, great, it's next to my femur. The amount of things that, so if that answers the question, I hope. I was scared. I won't mention a bad word. I mean,
You may use the
I
bad word.
was scared
if you like.
shitless.
There you go.
Thank you. And I'm still scared shitless.
It puts it in our perspective, I think that's.
Thank you for
Andrew,
allowing me to be more.
Andrew, and I didn't mean to put you in that spot, but
No,
I do, I thank you. You've been very specific.
thank you very much.
And we're also going to speak with Mr. Rhodey, and we're also going to speak with the police and the health office. Okay.
And I hope that my very lengthy but detailed, I think hopefully
Oh, you
you folk
covered things.
consider that all that info is helpful, moves it forward, clarifies and
Right.
responds.
Right.
So I very much appreciate
Right.
all of your.
Thank you
time.
for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Lordy, could you come forward, please? And I remind everybody we're still under oath, right? How are you? Doing? Okay?
Yeah.
All right. There's a number of things. Obviously, you don't know any of us on the board or whatever.
Yeah.
We didn't ask that to Andrew. I don't know Andrew, so we don't have any conflicts of interest.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm doing that, I mean, this is fairly serious. And
is.
in fact, this is one of the worst ones I've seen.
It's insane.
So we invite you here to number one, you've been in town, what, since September?
Yes, Yeah.
Okay, so do you work locally?
yeah.
You
So
are, okay.
I work at I'm a chef at the Hermitage Club in 19 South Main.
Okay, all right, so tell me what happened. These dogs, are they owned by you?
Yeah, so first of all, the only points that I disagree on are some just like fact items.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
this, it was, I was afraid for his life too. It was horrifying. Like, I don't have the wounds, but I've done nothing but replay this in my head since it happened. Like, I felt like I watched it in slow motion. The main thing that I would like to point out that I think I can actually prove, aside from my negligence and incompetence about not properly licensing dogs yet, there's no chance that it wasn't Derek. Because I was confused a little bit when he was talking, when he said both dogs attacked him, and then he said one dog bit him. And I know beyond all certainty that it was Derek. They don't look anything alike. Derek is about 100 pounds, knocked him on his ass. Like, I watched him like barrel towards him, tackle him into the gut, like literally into the gutter there,
Right.
and he had him by the arm. Pearl was there, so she will defend against a dog. Like, I believe he probably remembers that I had to pry them apart. That's how I got on my thumb, is I put my hand into Pearl's mouth to get her off of Derek. That's why Derek stopped biting, is she had him by the scruff. Like, she's maybe 65 pounds, 70, since she's overweight, and Derek is about 100. So the main thing I want to accomplish is, I know for a fact that it was Derek. I believe I can prove it. Like, even just by showing photos, they look nothing alike. Neither of them has black. Derek is primarily white with brown speckles. Pearl is mostly beige, but they look nothing alike.
So
And
who's the one that you feel that?
Derek, 110%.
So is Derek the younger of the two?
No, he's older. So I do believe that, like, I can find his adoption record, and on his adoption record, I think it was 14. The vet, I don't know what it says on the vet for his age, but I can confirm with my vet that Derek is vaccinated. I have the record. The most recent record I can find for Pearl was it expired in March. I'm so certain that not only Pearl with Derek, that they've been updated, but the confusion about the ownership is 2 dogs came with me and 2 dogs went with my ex-girlfriend when we split. We both travel for work sometimes. And when we do that, we kind of flip-flop the dogs, because I have the 2 old, difficult dogs. My landlord can confirm that I've been talking to him for probably a couple months about concern with Derek's dementia. He's been so accommodating about, like, if there's a problem with the house, I fix it, because I don't even want to deal with stressing him out. I've had him for about 3 years now. He was supposed to be a hospice foster. He was dying in the shelter, and he just kept living. But he's been declining lately. And while I would never punish a dog by euthanizing him, it's the humane thing at this point. And I don't have an appointment, but I did ask the second officer for a suggestion for an in-home vet. And he suggested I talk to Brattleboro Animal Hospital.
Okay.
So the euthanization has nothing to do with this. It's been planned for a while. He'll be a little bit more lucid for a couple days, and, like, I'm not all logic. I see that, I'm like, all right, he's fine. And the other thing is, I've been there for a year. He hasn't seen the other dogs because I do have a system, and it failed that day, and it was my fault. Pearl did have a collar on. Derek didn't, because he got out of it somehow. It's a Martindale collar, which is specifically designed to not get off. I believe I believe the officer saw the collar on the ground when she got there. It's my fault, but it wasn't due to lack of system. I've been working with mostly senior dogs since I'm 46 now, since I was like 20. And
I guess I'm sitting here thinking that here's somebody sitting in front of us saying that he saw it, it happened, it did happen. It was grotesque.
It was
or however you
horrifying.
want to look at it. The thing that the concern with the rabies is just major with us. Right?
Yes.
That's, I
So-
mean, there is a reason we have that in
Yes.
effect.
And my concern for that has nothing to do with, like, liability or anything. I don't want anybody to go through that series of vaccinations when it's not necessary. And especially with him saying only 1 dog bit him, I would never be cavalier with somebody's well-being. I don't even know if you can match, like, a bite to a dog, but I do have a photo. Like, Pearl doesn't even have all of her teeth. Her canines are, like, broken off. Like, which I have photos of. I don't even know that she could have inflicted those wounds. She couldn't have knocked him on his ass like that, because she's half his weight. So I mean, that's the main thing I want to accomplish. I'm not denying any, like, it's not the dog's fault, it's my fault. Certainly not his fault for walking on his street. Like, regardless of my landlord's decision, I'm not re-signing the lease. I don't want to be the person in the neighborhood that's causing anybody to feel unsafe. And I don't believe that would be the case if it was to come to the conclusion that it was Derek, because after he passes, there's no danger. But again, were I in the neighborhood, but you know, I've been there for a year. The only dog incident I've been involved in was when a neighbor's dog attacked my dog when she was on leash and their dog ran out the door. And it was a similar thing. She was horrified. She thought the dog was going for me. Went for the dog. It was superficial, wasn't a big deal. But the reason there hasn't been any incidents in this time is I do have systems. I am a responsible dog owner and I failed.
Right.
It worked until it didn't.
Who's the landlord? What's your landlord's name?
Keith, I just forget his last name. Keith Arnold. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
And we have spoken.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So it's been 8 days.
Yes.
Do you have the proof of rabies yet?
Well, Derek's was submitted, like he is in date. The closest one I could find with Pearl was March.
So going back to Derek for a second.
Yeah.
Derek was treated for rabies prior to the attack,
Oh, yeah, he was within.
and you have evidence of that.
Yes, so the first one that was submitted, I crossed out the name
Where'd you
because
submit it? Here?
to the police,
Okay.
and I left one on his door
Okay.
because I was like, I want him to understand that this dog does not have rabies. There's no tetanus vaccine because that doesn't exist. But I mean, that the main thing I want to accomplish is assuring him that I know for a fact which dog attacked him, and I think it's provable, like, especially if you saw photos, I believe that you would know.
Do you have photos?
The ones that I printed out are actually of Pearl's teeth, so you can actually see that she doesn't really have teeth that can puncture very well. Like,
But do you have photos of the dog?
just on my phone. Could I submit some, or like I printed these out at work really quick?
So can you said the, Derek, that's the dog's name.
Mhm.
When was Derek vaccinated for rabies?
I think I have his
Yeah.
record here.
That's
I don't have that
right there.
record on me, but it is within date. I can look it up on my phone if you want.
Within what
Like,
date?
I provided the updated one that had my information.
No,
on
no,
it.
within what date are you saying the dog was vaccinated? You
He
said
had a
within-
3-year that expires in
Okay,
a
because
few
it's a
months.
3-year requirement, so you're saying within the last 3 years,
Yep.
Derek was vaccinated?
Yeah, and there's proof of that.
Do we have proof of that?
I don't have one for you. I submitted it to the
Okay.
police and
Okay,
I can
so
pull it up on my phone.
I don't know if we can ask Jessica a question, because the dog needed to be registered, correct?
Yes.
And were they?
No, that's incompetence on my part. So when I travel, I go back to Austin. I have a business there. That's when we trade dogs, and we just don't have dog licenses there, and I just stupidly did not do it.
You
That's,
trade dogs?
well, we share these dogs, me and my ex. It's,
But the only reason I ask that is that you're not knowing what the personalities, they do change with animals every once in a while,
yes, and
depending on their treatment.
he's going through that change, which is why it's time.
So Derek is old, you said, okay?
Yes,
And he is going to be put down.
yes.
All right, how old is the other dog?
Pearl is, I would say 10 or 12. I adopted them both later in life. So it's like,
Okay.
it's guessing, like I don't know their birthdays.
So would consideration be given by you to euthanize Pearl also?
Absolutely not.
No.
No,
Okay.
because she didn't bite him and she didn't bite anybody. If I were the one in that situation, I don't know that I would have the level of detail he does have, because it happened very quickly. But she didn't bite him. She bit Derek. Like, she had him by the scruff, and that's what helped me get him off of him. And I can take pictures of his wounds from that. Like,
Do you have Pearl's vaccination records also?
I do. It's the expired one. So she
She is over 3 years.
So I wasn't being purposely forthcoming. I just couldn't find the record, because there's like 2 different vets in Austin that we used to go to. She's currently living between Heath and New Jersey, because we shared a house in Heath. And she's the only other person that he feels comfortable with. So when I travel for work, which I have to do in the car because I have to bring dogs with me, I take the easy ones,
Okay.
So just to be clear, so Pearl has not been vaccinated within the last 3 years,
She has, it expired in
Expired in
March.
March, yeah.
Yes.
expired in March.
But my belief is that I just can't find the documentation of it. I've been calling around vets. I've asked my ex. I think she is, but I can't prove it. So for all intents and purposes, she's out of date
All right.
because I
So,
can't prove it.
Just one other quick question. So in the reading the complaint, so you had stated that presently, Robbie told me the dog was up to date on vaccination. There was presently an appointment scheduled to euthanize the dog 2 weeks after this incident, which was March 18th.
I didn't say there was an appointment, and the second officer I talked to, I asked, because I'm not having any luck finding an in-home vet. Like, I'm not going to bring him to a vet
Okay.
where he's going to be in terror for his last.
So there wasn't a schedule.
No, I don't. I've not had it scheduled. It's been in the plans, and my landlord can attest to that because we've talked about it because he's gone through the same thing with dementia in his dog.
So I'm not a big fan of euthanizing animals,
Me either. I've
But-
been vegan for 20 years. My life is animals.
but if that is the plan, that is the only way to confirm whether the dog has rabies or not.
Yes. Well, no, because the dog that's being euthanized is up to date on his rabies.
Up to date on rabies vaccinations
Yes.
doesn't mean the dog doesn't have rabies.
Okay.
Just
Well,
be
that's why
clear
he's
on
being
that.
quarantined right now.
Okay.
That's why they quarantined for 10 days for
They
science.
are
fair.
quarantined then.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we don't leave the house. Like, I work and I go home, and we specifically live in a place like where we live because they need like their own space. Like I try not to live around people. I go to work and I go at home and I'm with my dogs.
Okay, so I'm not trying to shuffle you out of town or anything, okay?
No, of course.
But you said your lease will not be, you're not going to renew your lease.
Yeah, even if
So-
it was being offered to me, which I wouldn't.
Okay, but you would leave this town at that point? Is that?
Well, I mean, I have to find a place to live, so it would have to be within a distance to my jobs.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to clarify.
I understand
things, that's all.
Yeah, but my point there is, even with the dog that I knew who bit him, were I another neighbor in the neighborhood, I wouldn't be confident that Pearl didn't as well. Like, I don't want to be the cause of people not letting their kids out to walk. Like, it's a small little neighborhood, and I've been there almost a year. If I was somebody who just like let their dogs run wild, this would have happened already. Like, I live right next door to him, and he even mentioned he's never seen the dogs. He's never seen me. Like, I'm quiet. We keep to ourselves. And what I've done with the dogs for all these years failed. It failed, and it failed
Okay.
horribly, and that's my fault.
All right, so when does your lease end?
September 23rd, we started and if nothing else, I hope that provides some comfort to him. He's been there a lot longer than me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to push you out of
I
town.
don't feel like.
Maybe I'm trying to push you out of the neighborhood or recommending you get out of the.
I mean, I think it's the right thing regardless.
Okay.
Nobody has to push me.
All right, okay. I mean, if you came in here and disputed all these facts, whatever, you're not, so it makes it
Yeah.
much easier for us to maybe go look at
Yeah,
this.
I mean, I highlighted some like minor factual things
Okay.
that I think could have been communication. I never said he was only Australian cattle dog. He's an Australian cattle dog mix, which is on his adoption records. I stated that Pearl is a Corgi Staffordshire Terrier mix, which as far as I know, that's what she is. And Staffordshire Terrier is considered a bully. Pitbull isn't a real breed. So I wasn't not forthcoming with that. That is considered a pit bully dog.
Questions?
Do you have your phone with you?
I do.
Can I see the 2 photographs of the dogs?
I mean, if you want to give me a second to pull them up, I can
That'd be-
absolutely
yeah.
do that.
Be quicker than we do it.
If,
They're also wildly different sizes. They're not even like close to the same size.
Well, one's part corgi, you gotta be pretty stubby.
She's
Yeah.
she's short and
Keep
she's
looking.
long.
Can't talk and look, don't talk.
So I don't know who would answer the question. Have there been any other complaints on these dogs?
No. I'm honestly just like looking through my Instagram.
If
Do you want me to
have
show
it,
you?
if it's not, what?
Do you want
Get
me
up,
to-
yeah.
See here to see it.
So
I'm gonna
this is-
share it with the other people if they wanna see it as
So
well.
this is, I mean, I'm gonna have to scroll
Yeah.
through. So that's
Okay.
Derek. Like, that's a pretty good picture of him.
Uh-huh,
So that's probably when he was around like maybe 90 pounds. He's probably about 10 pounds heavier
okay,
now.
and where's the other dog?
So.
Please. You're gonna have to show everybody, so maybe,
Oh, I saw it,
maybe
I
I
saw it.
shouldn't, well.
I mean,
I see.
if you have to speak with the officers, do you want me to like go through here and find the pictures?
Oh, that's fine.
rather
No,
than
it's not,
say-
no, it's,
We're almost done.
Okay. So this is Pearl. She's the one with like the big ears there.
Yeah, sure.
Can you just turn that?
These are kind of the pictures. That's Pearl.
And so
She's
that's,
like almost.
that's Derek?
No, that's my ex-girlfriend. She lived,
Derek's not in the picture.
yeah, and
Okay.
that's a friend's dog.
So
right
where's the
there.
picture of Derek? Just-
Oh, let me, so that's actually a good picture over there, and that's the collar she's wearing right now, and she was wearing the whole time. Yeah, that's Pearl. I mean,
Okay, but where is Derek? Is my question.
so. So, this is Derek. He's primarily white. He has some speckles, which are very
Okay.
typical of a cattle dog.
Yes.
Would
There's
it be
more
all right to
there.
invite the other guy to look at the pictures?
So I think that they don't look similar at all. Like his face could go either way. He might have some bully in him, but he has a much smaller snout than what is typical.
I
It's
would
a
think in the
guess.
spur of the moment, it'd be pretty tough to separate.
okay.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna listen to what the officer
Okay.
had to say at
Yep.
this point, Robbie. It's pretty cut and dry of what's happened here.
I mean, as far as what
Positions.
happened and what happened to him, I don't have any dispute about that. It's like,
Huge concern on the rabies, though. That just.
yeah,
that's-
which again, I wish I could assure which dog did it, because he even said one dog did it, and if it would help, I'll take a picture of the two of them together. But like so the canine teeth are what puncture. Those are the long, sharp teeth. You can see where they've like worn and broken off over the years there.
She didn't have any.
She doesn't have many teeth left.
Not even, she could get a bridge at this.
Yeah,
point.
and honestly, like if she were to run away, you could power walk briskly to catch her. She has, her legs are messed up, like
Okay, all right.
they're both kind of old broken dogs. Like she was formerly a bait dog as far as I know.
I
He's
thank
gonna
you
keep
for your
those.
forthrightness
Yeah.
on this also.
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't be sorrier. That doesn't help your arm, that doesn't help your trauma. I would change it. If I could.
You-
Yes, ma'am.
Next contestant.
Knowing full well you were called to the scene on this, what were your observations?
So I was called because Mr. Wilson had called 911 just asking where he could
Uh-huh.
get stitches, and reasonably so, who's a little worked up. So dispatch was worried to send the ambulance there alone.
Okay,
So once I got there, I met both of them at the intersection of Route 9 and Cornell Way, where the ambulance treated him. He told me that he had been walking on the street when a dog had come out and bit him. That it belongs to his neighbor that was the next up on the street. So I went and spoke with Robbie, who was, I will say, very cooperative with me. He was very forthcoming with everything, other than obviously the record that he couldn't find, but that didn't seem like deception. So he told me that it was the Australian cattle dog mix that had bit him, that the other dog was trying to take that dog, Derek,
uh-huh.
off of him, and Robbie went up and was trying to get that dog off of Derek, which is when he got the wounds to his thumb that he had there. And he had said that Derek was set to be euthanized, so I interpreted that as that there was an appointment, but I stand corrected on that.
Does the police department ever require sort of basically certification that he was euthanized?
I'm not sure.
That would be up to the board.
Okay, I don't know whether when you, I mean, I've had dogs euthanized only because of age or illness or whatever it may be. And the only thing I got was a bill, okay? I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't go into any detail that the dog was euthanized, except There was one that charged me $300 to have it cremated. Didn't ask for that, but the bill still came.
Yeah.
And that's the only proof I had, but at least they said it was cremated. I mean, I have no idea.
Right.
But again, never a note saying that, such and such animal on such and such date was euthanized. That's all. I just asked. Okay, go ahead.
That's all.
Huh? That's all that happened?
Yeah.
Okay, did you issue any tickets, citations, warnings, anything?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay, all right.
Um,
Are you satisfied with the paperwork he's given you on having a particular dog vaccinated? In other words, it's not local, so we haven't verified it. That's my question.
right. The other one should be vaccinated, but I do believe that we do know which dog bit, and that we do know that that dog is vaccinated. So in terms of that vaccination record, I am satisfied with that.
I'm not sure that that's going to make Mr. Wilson any calmer on this.
No.
I mean, this is with no rabies, no verification
Right.
of rabies or current rabies.
Yeah.
That's pretty frightening.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Officer, thank you. Anyone have any questions for the officer? And now the health officer. Mrs. Roberts.
I really only have one thing that I think could help.
Okay,
Want me to start?
go right ahead.
So I just want to give you since you've seen the pictures, I haven't seen any pictures of the dog. I want to give you the descriptions I took last Monday. I spent about 4 hours tracking all this down, talking to the sheriff, the vets, the owners, the landlord. So the victim gave me this report, which went into the town health officer animal bite report. Dog number 1 was a pit bull looking dog, about 100 pounds, monochromatic, tan color, no collar or tag. Dog number 2, he said, was a mixed pit bull and cattle dog mix, about 100 pounds, tan, black and white, no collar, no tag. And then I want to give you the description that I got a couple minutes later from the owner of the dog. Okay. So that was that Derek is about 16, 100 pounds, Australian cattle dog mix, white and brown spots, and his head is white and brown. The other dog, Pearl, is about 8 years old, 55 pounds, mixed Corgi and Staffordshire Terrier mix, fawn and white with a head that is fawn and white. So I think those descriptions might help you determine. My concern was I didn't know which dog bit him, and we didn't get any vaccination records from the owner. And then when I called a couple times, he hung up on me, and then he said on the phone, "Don't call me again." At which time is when I sent it to the sheriff.
Sure.
Or the police department. That was Monday.
I hung up on you and told you not to call you back.
Twice.
I absolutely did not.
Okay. Chief, anything else that, I know you're not sworn in, but anything else you need to add?
Well, I think regardless of the board's decision, the police department, once we're completed with our investigation, make a determination whether or not there are civil violations of the ordinance. Additionally, I think that's very important to get the proof of.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You probably want to be on the microphone so we can remember this, please. Thank you.
So I agree that proof of euthanization will be important on this as well. I'm not admitting any facts or circumstances to the investigation. I'm not under oath, but I would consider the other dog's behavior during that time concerning as well. It was running at large, which is a violation of the dog ordinance in Wilmington. So therefore, I believe in this matter, there needs to be some controls on the second dog as well that was running at large.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, anyone else have anything to say, add to it? No? Go right ahead.
It's covering up because it's ugly. Just a few things. I mean, just from what I.
Excuse me, respectfully,
I'm so sorry.
do you have
Yes.
anything new to add, or are you gonna go over the same material that you?
No, no,
provided?
no. I'm sorry. I know
Okay.
I'm kind of long-winded. Yeah, no. Number one, can I see a copy immediately of, it sounds like maybe there's an expired rabies certificate from, I guess, the dog named Pearl. Can I at least see that? That would be helpful. Okay. It's not clear. Both dogs are not formally quarantined. So can we at least have Pearl, if that's the one, quarantined? Maybe there's an informal, it's the dogs are kept in the same home.
It's not informal, it was given to you as an option by the officers.
It sounded to me like it's saying, even on the paperwork from the town, Derek is quarantined,
They're both quarantined, they don't leave my house.
which is informal quarantine. If there's a difference, I don't know. But, you know, that's just, if that was the case, there'd be no need for formal quarantines. If folk would just say, yeah, I'll just keep the dogs in the house. I mean, it's serious business. Again, even if there's confusion or it's still up in the air, which dog bit me, unclear. I'm the only one who's on the scene. So even if there's there are two dogs, and that's why it's not a rehash, but this is why it's so crucial to get both vaccination stuff or get some kind of comforting stuff, because I have an important health decision to make today.
Yep.
So I haven't even seen, anything on that. Thank you so much.
Scott, I actually have that if you need it.
Is it the one that has the black button?
I have both of them. One has the age of the dog and one's just an update of it. It's got the date of the vaccination. That one has the date of the dog.
I think he's giving more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Very last, just a side thing, because you say you're waiting for some paperwork?
No. we're good.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. If the dogs are switched, this is like 10th thing was, but if the dogs switch from time to time, then where's the rabies and licensing info for those dogs? Even if they're not here today, maybe they've been here in the last year. But
You're giving us food for thought, aren't you? Yeah. All right, thank you.
no, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, we've had our final comments and whatever, so once everything is done, we can either adjourn, recess, or continue. All right? What's your pleasure, gentlemen? I can close the proceedings by stating that the hearing is closed, and the board will then enter deliberative session and issue its written decision. And I believe the decision is due in about 45 days. But that's not going to help you out with your decision on rabies, and I will tell you that right now. And again, we cannot advise you on what to do at this point. All right, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the hearing, right, with nothing else being added. And we, the board, will go into deliberative session. We will start the process to come up with what we believe the determination should be. Yes.
So sorry. Can I at least maybe see, even again, some pictures, even if they're not definitive, even if they're not conclusive, whatever the case? That'll at least help me for my comfort to make my health decision. That may be
I can have them for you today. I'll take them together for scale. Is like, I'm trying to do what you want me to do. Like, I can have those all to you today. Like, I will take any pictures you want.
So if he takes the pictures, even though you live side by side, he can bring them down to the police department? Okay.
If I may, I mean, it's not gonna be, as far as I'm concerned, conclusive. I'm just saying, I'm desperate
This is the other
for
guy.
anything that might help me.
Okay, all right.
But I'm not saying that I would be able to say from a picture, yes or no, absolutely.
Okay.
Exactly. I mean,
If you need something for reference, I think we can do it that way. Okay? If you need something for reference, obviously we
just
can do it.
reference, yeah, no,
Yes.
I appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Orr, you okay with that? All right, thank you.
Thank you very,
Thank
very
you.
much.
All right, folks.
How soon can you do it?
Have it set.
No, how soon can you do it? Not today. What time?
I'm off the rest of the day. I'll go.
Oh, good, okay.
Thank you. Just,
Officer Carter, there's your email. It's in there.
Take a look.
thank you.
You get your email?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll wait for two, that's all. Because they really aren't seeing sizes. So I think that could be helpful too, because you were dead on about only the dogs that tackled and only one dog.
That's fine.
Okay,
Just referential pictures, anything.
all right. Hey, folks, we're gonna close this. I'm gonna ask you all to leave so we can deliberate this matter.
Thank you
Okay?
very much.
Have a good day, folks.
Copies.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna obviously close this out, yes.